Get your films on with the Blurs.
Once an idea has taken hold of the brain, it's almost impossible to eradicate.
Unpacking movies has never been more spot on, woke, fire, and just plain lit.
They are lit all the time.
So if you're unsure whether or not to plop down some cash for a film, check out the Blurs.
When a man with a 45 meets a man with a rifle, the man with a pistol is a dead man.
Brondo's got what plants crave.
It's got electrolyte.
You really only need to hang mean bastards. But mean bastards, you need to hang.
Don't say you weren't warned. Here's Brandon and Jeff.
Roll camera and action.
It's time for some trailer talk.
All right, ball bags. Before we get into our trailers, some urgent news dropped, and we'll start with the one that is important to the show before we get into, the general news, which is last night we found out Jake Schreier is directing X-Men.
Okay. This is
Deadline news, just all over social media, just breaking. And I'm like, the fuck's going on besides the Pope?
right.
Jake Schreier, listen, he got it. He got the job. There's a script that's finished. And I was just like, oh, and I read the article, and apparently while he was making Thunderbolts, he was dropping hints. He's like, yeah, man, I love X-Men. Oh, I would love to do X-Men. You know how the same shit me and you do, be like,
Right.
the subliminals. So I was one of the first people to see Thunderbolts, and my tweet went fucking crazy when the social media embargo dropped. And because of those first critical reactions before because they did the first press screening a few hours before the fan screenings, and once those critical tweets came out, they were just like, okay, yeah, this reinforces, like, yeah, right. And then the reviews came out, and the reviews are sitting at like 80 or 86% on Rotten Tomatoes, something like that.
Okay.
And yeah, because of that.
Good for him. Like I thoroughly enjoyed Thunderbolts, right? Like, it was a nice palate cleanser from the bullshit we've been getting over the last couple of years. So he took a superhero team that no one cared about and made it a fucking hit. So I can only imagine what he's gonna do with this established property.
And you know what, man? That's the thing I was talking about last on our first part of this episode, is like, I can't believe y'all really shot yourselves in the foot for these team movies now, because now going in, we can't just have a team. Now it's going to be a fucking sub level Avengers, and it's just like, you guys really don't know what the fuck you're doing. Like, all these teams are popping. Like, I remember when Blade was first announced, and then Moon Knight came out. Everybody was hoping for Midnight Suns. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
And then what was the other one that came out? Werewolf by Night, and it had Werewolf by Night and Man Thing. They're like, oh, we could really get it popping with Midnight Suns, and now you can't, because now it has to tie back into the Avengers. The Illuminati, a whole ass team in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. If you want, what are you going to do if you try to do that again as an actual film? Are they just going to have to be mystical Avengers instead of Illuminati? Because Thunderbolts is a comic book team.
Right. It's like isn't Thunderbolts like the Marvel equivalent of the Suicide Squad?
Not really. They're just not. I wouldn't say that, but like,
okay.
Look, they are. Thunderbolts are usually anti-heroes and the prickly heroes. So like Wolverine and Hulk.
Gotcha.
Right. And I mean, because the bad guys, when they form their own team, they're called Dark Avengers. And that's what everybody thought. That's what the asterisk was for, was Dark Avengers.
Mm.
Would have made more sense than New Avengers. Yeah, man. I was like, y'all really fucking shot yourselves in the foot with this shit.
Like we've been saying for the longest time, I was pleasantly surprised by, and I'm not going to call it the New Avengers.
No.
Right?
No.
Like, I'm calling it Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts, yeah.
Right. I was pleasantly surprised by Thunderbolts, but they still got a long road to hoe.
Yeah, I hate
right?
how everybody's like, "This is Marvel's comeback." I'm like, "Nigga, for a comeback, you need like a string of good fucking movies, man."
Right. This is one good movie after a string of bad movies. That doesn't mean a comeback. It's the law of averages.
And I hate how people go, well, how come you guys say that about music artists when they put out an album? I was like, cause bro, an album is more than one fucking song.
Right.
This is equivalent of having one good track on a trash on a
This is a
trash
single.
album. Yeah,
This is a single.
yeah, right. Like, yo, you need a whole album for it to be a comeback, baby. So like, sorry,
Right.
fucking
Yeah.
fuck out my face.
Slow your roll. We still have Fantastic Four.
Right, which I'm just
This-
like, there apparently Julia Garner shooting some pickup stuff in LA right now, and she's in her human form. I was like, damn, y'all shooting pickups? I'm like, this drops July 25th. It's May 9th, baby. Like, woo.
See, this is the shit.
And like, you know, I talked about the doomsday rumors the last episode, but like, what I didn't tell you guys is apparently they're shooting without a finished script.
Because you're already spending an ass load of money to make this fucking thing, and you don't even have, like, I get rewrites, whatever.
You know what? I
but
can even to an extent, Jeff, understand why they're shooting two different scenes. Because I get it. Like, eventually they pushed this movie back like 3 times. And it's eventually you're just like, well, we gotta fucking start making this thing. You know what I mean? We painted ourselves into a corner. But like, fine. Shoot 2 different scenes with varying heroes of who you have and then who you want. Like, fine, whatever. But like, I mean, that's already to me a big red flag. But like, the biggest red flag is going without a script.
Right. That's just fucking ridiculous.
And mind you, they just started production last week. So like, the big question now is like, what's gonna happen with Secret Wars? Like, you know, are they shooting these back to back, or are they gonna take like a few months off, or what?
They don't even know. They're just look. They got Robert Downey Jr. back. That's all they fucking wanted. They're gonna build. They're gonna build the movies around the fact that he's fucking back, and that is the most insane thing I've ever fucking heard.
Oh man, my nigga. And shame on you, Robert, man. Like, everybody keeps sharing that clip of him at Wall Street and then going like, this is the most egotistical, money-hungry set of evil corporate douchebags. And I'm like, man, if you then can see you now, like, I understand you then, you were on cocaine, but like, man, at least you had some like morals, bro. You just sold out to the money, bro. Because like, if I was in his position, I'm like, yo, I just won an Oscar, right? One of my best acclaimed performances, and the niggas asking me to come back and might probably be what is shaping up to be probably one of the best action movies ever made. You know what I'm saying? Because a few people have saw some dailies and they're just like, yeah, nigga, like, Brandon, I know you're a Nolan head. He's like, look, nigga, don't die watching this shit. I was like, all right. I'm just like, yo, if it was me and I made, because they said in the article that I read yesterday, one thing I didn't talk about is Downey made, as his time as Tony Stark in the MCU, he made anywhere between $500 and $600 million. I don't know why I'm coming back for another 200 million when I could just go be in another Christopher Nolan movie. Or I could go work with Paul Thomas Anderson, because Paul Thomas Anderson's been trying to lock him down for a minute, because he was originally supposed to be Doc in Inherent Vice. It'd be a totally different movie, but I think it'd be a little funnier, quite frankly. Because no offense to Joaquin, man.
Yeah, no, like,
it'd be a little funnier.
Yeah, it definitely funnier. But here's the thing. I sort of can't fault Robert Downey Jr. because he's cake eating, right? He can be in a Nolan film, right? And also phone in this $200 million paycheck, right? Like, I would be hard pressed if someone came up to me with $200 million for me to say, like, give it a hard no.
I mean,
what I'm saying?
But look at Florence Pugh, man. Like within the span of 2 years, right? She was in a
Mhm.
Denny movie, a Nolan movie, and headlining. Like she's not even the co-star; she's the headliner of a fucking Marvel movie, and she's still doing all these indie movies too. So it ain't like she's like selling out her integrity. One of our best working young actresses today.
Yeah,
Same
I
thing with
mean, but
Zendaya, bro. She was in all those Spider-Man joints,
right,
and
but
she's
like,
working with top tier directors.
here's the thing. Like, and I feel some sort of way that I'm kind of defending RDJ is because like he put in the work before he was Iron Man. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
yes, yes, yes,
Right.
true. But now
So
that's all I feel like that's all he cares about now.
I've never talked to the motherfucker. I don't know, but like I said, $200 million, right?
That's
Like they
easy
throw
for me and you to say because
right.
we're broke. But if I already have 500 to 600 already in the bank, bro, there comes a point in time where I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna do the shit that matters before I croak.
And you know, he's producing. He's I like I said, I personally I think it's a bad idea for him, and I do agree. Uh, like he's got enough money, but I don't know his life. I don't know what enough money is for like for RDJ. I don't know how many kids he's got.
Yeah,
Right?
well, okay, but dog, I could have 30 fucking kids and still be okay with $600 million. Like there'd
I
still be, I guarantee you by the time I die, I'd probably have still 350 for all them niggas to split. And they still have like over like 2 million apiece.
Yeah, I mean, look, I get what you're saying, but I don't know anybody who would eh, give a hard no to that kind of money, right? I'm just eh, they would have to at least think about it, right? But these are problems we don't have, right? I so
Anyways, well, let's get back to X-Men. I'll be real, this does make me a lot more interested in X-Men now.
yeah, it's. I mean, it was always on the radar, but now there's a glimmer of hope.
Right, because X-Men is the only thing they had left in their back pocket. Because they already played Galactus. They're playing the
Mhm.
Doctor Doom hand. I'm like, oh, y'all are running out of cards. And the last card y'all got is X-Men. And now
Yeah,
I was thinking about it. I was like, damn, bro, if they do this right, we could get a whole Genosha ass storyline. They could do the Phoenix and then do
the right way.
yeah, do because before it goes to Dark Phoenix. For those of you who don't know and just know the movies, it wasn't Dark Phoenix out the gate. When Jean Grey's possessed by the Phoenix entity, she's just Phoenix, and then she turns to Dark Phoenix, and then there's a whole saga after Dark Phoenix that deals with the fallout of that shit. And
Mhm.
I'm just like, and then you could cap off because this is apparently Kevin says he has a 10-year plan for the next phase of movies, which is going to be called the Mutant Saga. And you know how you end the Mutant Saga?
I mean, I would love it if they did the Alpha Omega series.
Oh yeah, they could do that. And I was thinking they could properly do Apocalypse now because what they
Yeah,
did with
mhm,
Oscar Isaac, I was like, yo, yeah, that's fucking shameful.
yeah.
No, they could end it on probably one of the biggest storylines in Marvel history, which is called Avengers versus X-Men.
Yeah, I mean that would also work.
Yo,
That
imagine they start doing Dark Phoenix again. They're like, you know what? We'll hire Simon Kinberg to write direct it. I'm like, damn, this nigga gets a third shot, bro. This nigga gets a third shot.
and like, all right, so I forgot about the Kinberg problem because he is permanently attached.
Oh no, not
To,
anymore.
no,
Yo, listen, once Disney got the rights back, like I think it's
so there was no package. Like there was
nah,
no like he didn't try to. Okay, good.
nah,
All right,
man.
all right,
But
yeah,
if
all
they
right.
do hire him back, bro, I don't want to
Why would
hear.
they?
I
Like,
all I'm saying is I don't want to hear nothing about anybody not getting a second chance ever because this nigga got 3 chances on the same fucking story now.
I mean, yeah. No Kinberg. Let's just have him do shitty action movies.
Yo, it's wild he's still working too. When you look at his CV and then what he did to Josh Trank on Fantastic Four, it is just literally wild that he's still working. You know, he's the reason that Josh Trank got fired off of Boba Fett. He ran to Kathleen Kennedy and he's like, you know, he's acting real unprofessional on the Fantastic Four set.
I was like, but like, what's your standard for unprofessional?
Right?
I mean, you let fucking everybody let Bryan Singer do all sorts of wild ass shit.
Yeah, popping pills. Like the nigga had a pill addiction. Like apparently Hugh Jackman and Halle Berry caught him popping pills and being strung out on the set of fucking X-Men 2. Like during the making of X-Men 2, she straight up went up to Bryan Singer and was like, yo, you can kiss my fucking black ass.
Well, there you go. So like y'all constantly gave Bryan Singer multiple chances.
Right. It took
not
the
even,
fucking...
not even on this not even on this franchise. He just kept on getting fucking movies.
And it took the Queen movie for his career to finally fucking die, huh?
Yeah, I mean, that's the one where he disappeared for what, 2 months?
Yeah,
3 months?
Yeah, in the middle of production. I mean, apparently came out after that. He did the same fucking thing on Apocalypse, and Simon Kinberg had to take over directing that. And I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense why that movie fucking blows. You got somebody who was falling apart because he's a shit human being, and then you got somebody who has very little talent.
Wait, which one's which?
The shit human being is Bryan Singer, because listen, I'm not gonna put it out there, but for all we know, who knows what I don't know what he does in his private life.
Right.
But
the
shit, the no talent motherfucker is Simon Kinberg, bro. When your first script is XXX State of the Union, quite possibly one of the worst movies ever made, and it's all like 80% of that. I mean, a lot of it is Ice Cube and the directing and the acting, but also a lot of that is on his fucking script, man.
Yeah. And I will go a step farther and say I think Bryan Singer is overrated and untalented. Right? Like everybody gives him so much burn for The Usual Suspects. That was Christopher McQuarrie's script.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If it like anybody could have walked in on that script and killed it. Right? So he got so much burn off of that. But like after that, he did okay with the X-Men movies. Right, but
2 was, I'm not gonna. I'll give it up to him. 2 was, like I'm not gonna like denegate my man's doing work. Like 2 was hot.
2 was good. What else? I mean, I kind of liked Valkyrie, but that was again that was Christopher McQuarrie's script.
Yeah, it's okay. Valkyrie's okay. I like Days of Future Past. Those are like the only 2 good X-Men movies that he did, because the first one. It is what it is. I can't even say it's bad or it's good. It's just that literally is what it is. Like
it got made.
That was a studio that you could tell that wasn't even a Bryan Singer movie. That was a studio movie, because even Hugh Jackman came out recently. He's like, yeah, everybody keeps asking about the leather outfits, and he's like, you guys got to understand, we were coming out right after Blade and The Matrix, and that's all the studios wanted was their heroes in leather.
Right.
I was like, okay, all right.
Fox be foxing. But like, if you look at, I mean, if you look at his CV, I mean, it's more miss than hit.
Oh yeah. I mean, the only other thing he did that I would say is good is he brought us House, because he created, wrote, and directed the first episode, and then he stayed on as a producer. I'm glad he passed that shit off to somebody else after the first episode. All right. It's like Michael Crichton with ER. He's like, all right, I made this first episode. I'm not a TV dude. Hire some TV niggas. Yeah. And that nigga got paid till he died off of that shit. Now he got paid after he died. His kids were eating off of ER because they kept making that shit like 10 years after he died.
And like all the residuals from the reruns and shit like that.
Yeah, dog.
Like
I'm not gonna lie, I restarted it.
It's a good fucking show.
I'm just gonna go through the first season, bro, because I just want to watch from episode 1 to the Quentin Tarantino episode.
That's fair.
And then I'm gonna move on to X-Files. I want to rewatch X-Files because I miss it, and I want to be up to speed before Ryan Coogler puts his continuation out.
Right.
With black people, we're gonna have black people doing X-Files. Gillian Anderson, she's like, yeah, I talked to Ryan, and he's like, look, I'm not gonna say yes, but I'm not gonna say no. She's like, if it's yo, listen.
Let's see what it is.
Yeah.
Like let's see what it brings her.
David Duchovny's like, yo, listen, if I get to work with Ryan Coogler, fuck yeah, I'll play Mulder again.
Yeah. So like, congratulations to Coogler for getting these opportunities now.
Yo,
right?
Coogler,
Like to
let
do
me
whatever
direct
to
the
do.
episode, nigga.
Yeah, so look, put it
Let
out
me
to the
get an
universe.
episode, nigga. Like, yo, my
Right.
episode will probably be like home, where they'll be like, yeah, we can't air this.
It's banned. It's banned.
and then
It's
and then
banned
the
in 3 countries.
DVDs come out, and it becomes the most beloved episode of all time. You got to play it late at night, like BET Uncut.
Oh, fucking on some comic view shit.
Trip Drill. Remember the Trip Drill?
What the fuck? Man, I never watched BET Uncut, man.
All right. So once we're done recording, I'm going to send you
Yeah.
the music video for Tip Drill, and you're going to be like, yo, even I saw the Tip Drill music video. I'm like, yo, Nelly, you might as well have just put this on Pornhub, guy.
All right.
Like, that music video is infamous. That's the one where every woman on the face of the earth, like black, white, Puerto Rican, Haitian, was just like, yeah, nah, fuck this. Like, we will kill Nelly if y'all don't ban this shit.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Trip Drill. I'm looking my review in the next episode.
Oh, yeah, but look, don't fuck it up. That's all I gotta say. Don't fuck it up. Like,
yeah, it's a lot of fucking pressure.
Yeah, man.
A lot of fucking pressure.
Yeah, and I would say how you guys made Thunderbolts, that's how you should be making these motherfucking movies from now on. And like I'll say this, I don't think the Thunderbolts, or excuse me, I don't think the 2 Avengers movies are going to look as good as this Thunderbolts movie, because the Russos are just green screen dudes. Literally. I mean, literally. Like, I don't know what happened after Winter Soldier, because even Civil War, a movie I like, that entire movie's in front of a fucking green screen.
Oh, but and here's the thing though, right? So the gauntlet has been thrown, right? And they're only a week into production, right? Like, they may actually be like, yo, we gotta step this up. We gotta do real sets and shit like that.
Yo, because
we can't let this dude outshine us.
Yeah, because apparently in the Wall Street Journal thing, Iger apparently came out and they had a meeting with all the top people at Disney, all the Wall Street investors, everybody. And Kevin sat there and he just turned to Kevin. And he's just like, all right, everybody in this room has seen Thunderbolts. That's how we got to start making these from now on going forward. And I was just like, yo, Iger, the one who fucked this shit up in the first place, is just like, yeah, look, we got to pull back and go as practical as possible. Yeah.
I mean, so the gauntlet's been thrown. Iger said it, even though it was Iger who was like,
Expand,
content.
Yeah.
Like fucking
Disney
property.
Plus, yeah. Yo, look, I'm not even against CG or green screen, because Dune has a lot of it. But
Just
also,
use
you know what Denis does? He does the same thing as Nolan and as what Jake Schreier did here. Do as much as you can practically, and whatever you can't do practically, that's then what you save for effects. And that's the problem, is because everybody's just like, just fucking do it in post, man.
Right. And that is how special effects are supposed to work.
Yes.
Right? It's to augment the shit that's already there.
Yes.
Not to replace it.
And also, you guys, the other problem is you guys can't keep changing designs. Like, once you lock in a design and you give that to the visual effects artist, don't change it. Yeah, bro. Because that's why this shit looks terrible too. Because then at the 4 months from release, guys, you actually got to change it to this.
Yeah. And even though it took until the last 2 episodes of that show, the franchise, but watching that, you get a glimpse of how much bullshit goes into these product franchises.
All right, well, Jake Schreier, man, I'm looking at you and
hopefully,
you know
I
what?
don't want to be in his shoes.
Yeah, yo, listen, I'm gonna say this too. I hope Marvel, y'all stop spoiling your own shit, man. Like, I still think it's crazy. We're on weekend 4 of Sinners, and everybody's like, "Nah, just go see it, and then we'll talk about it." And fucking Marvel every time, like, yo, guess what this movie has? And it's like, fuck, man, this shit's been out for 2 days.
Right. I'm surprised they haven't spoiled the post credit scene to
Right.
everybody.
Right? Like, Jeff, I'll be real. If we didn't get these fucking screenings, I probably wouldn't see these shits anymore anyway.
Yeah, it's fair.
Like, yo, like, you know, as soon as we see Fantastic Four, Disney's gonna be like, guess what's in this movie? We'd be like, damn, bro, this shit don't come out for another 3 days.
Stay to the end, you'll see Beast. Right? Like, yeah.
Because that movie comes out the same weekend as Comic-Con. So you know they're gonna spoil the fuck out of that.
Oh my god! Like, I if it's the same week as Comic-Con, the fans may ruin it. Like, there's like this, it may spread like a virus. There's gonna be like 4 assholes at Comic-Con who are just gonna fucking just poison the well.
And if they're gonna treat it like Deadpool and Wolverine, where Deadpool and Wolverine was such a pain in the ass to get into, number one, and then number two, it was 8:30 at night. And I was just like, you guys did too much to keep these secrets that you spoiled yourselves opening day. So I'm like, depending on what's going on with Fantastic Four, I'm like, fuck, I might have to try to sneak my brother into the screening just because, like, yo, he's like, this is why I hate watching these fucking movies, because if you don't go that first showtime on Thursday, that's a wrap. And then people look at you crazy like, oh, what, you didn't go opening weekend? It's like, no, motherfucker, I got shit I gotta do.
Right. And the thing about that shit is, if you don't watch it opening weekend, you got to spend the rest of the week living in 1994, right? Like, no cell phone, no fucking internet.
And then that's not good for longevity, bro. Like, how are you gonna get people to go see it after the first weekend? You know what I'm saying? Like, at that point, there's no reason to see these shits. It's like, yo, if everything's spoiled, why go see the shit?
Right, you can't complain about people not going to movie theaters if you do not give them a reason to go to the movie theaters.
Like, I guarantee you they're going to spoil Lilo and Stitch, bro.
Sure.
But
I mean, like,
even though that's hard to do, even though it's hard to do because the OG's been out for 20 years now.
Right, but, you know, they'll Disney be Disneying.
All right, and to get into some world news, the Pope has been elected, and it's a white guy from Chicago, Robert Francis Prevost. And every woman in Chicago's like, oh my God. And all their daughters are like, yo, my mom hooked up with the Pope. My mom hooked up with the Pope. And go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. He's also got a Philly connection because he went to Villanova. So Philly is repping for him hard. Like, you go on Instagram, they asking this motherfucker what kind of Wawa hoagie he gets. Right? Yeah. Like, shit like that. So, like, I mean, I still think an American Pope could be a bad move, but at least we're having fun with it for now.
Well, guess who found his old tweets and his old Twitter account?
I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah, MAGA's real mad. They big mad. Because this dude was shitting on Trump every chance he got. You should see the tweets. I'm like, oh shit, they found somebody more liberal than our last Pope. And our last Pope, a lot of people hated. I was just like, ooh, so Conclave really did do a number on these Cardinals.
Yep. And I perused Facebook for a second and I regretted it. And I see some MAGA people thanking Trump for the American Pope. And I'm like, that's not how any of that fucking works.
No, it doesn't. And also, when you know where he stands both religiously and politically, and how he's trying to he's like, we need to start bringing faith back into the world. And he's like, I'm talking to like progressive faith. Like, if you guys want to start getting young people back in the church, he started outlining what we should all do. And I was just like, oh, bro, you're going to get assassinated. You're going to get assassinated, my man.
I mean, give it a couple of months so you can implement some changes. But I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yo, listen,
we'll see what happens.
This gives me hope that maybe I could be Pope one day.
I mean, you gotta give up pussy.
It'll be worth it because I'm going on a war path, baby. You know, my first week in office, I'm gonna be like, bring me the diddlers. And once I have them, I'm gonna be like, I'm making an announcement. We are doing public executions around the world, and you see me doing a war tour of public beheadings of the diddlers in each
I mean,
nation.
technically, you can't do a world tour. You would have to bring them to the Vatican because the Vatican is a sovereign nation. So you can make that rule.
Yeah, but the Pope does a war tour every once in a while.
Yeah, I get it, but you can't go to America and behead motherfuckers because, like, we as of now, we still have laws against that.
Yo, listen,
But as
niggas love the Pope. Pope does what that's why Trump wants to be Pope, because the Pope can do whatever he wants. And you know what? I'm doing Inglorious Bastard shit once I get to America. Not only will I be beheading diddlers, but I'm gonna have a brand. I'll be like, oh, you were MAGA?
all right. Well, Brandon Norwood for Pope 20 whenever this motherfucker dies.
Oh man. All right.
But also on the Pope tip, that kind of segues into our thing, into our show. One of the cardinals who voted for the Pope is Paulie Walnut's brother from The Sopranos.
What?
Yeah.
So you're trying to tell me there's progressive Italian dudes now?
I mean, there's got to be law of averages. There's got to be a few.
All right. Well, yo, listen. This is what happens when people see the most horrible things, and it's only been 110 days, and everybody's just like, already no more.
Right. Like,
this is what happens. Everybody pushes in the opposite direction pretty hard.
Trump is such a bad president. He lost all the elections for another country, for Canada.
and right? I think Germany, because I know the far right was coming back from Germany, and Germany's like, yo, we're not doing this a third time.
Right. All right. So two countries, they're like, nah. But also, if you want to consider a third country, the Vatican, they were like, nah, son.
Yo, I'm saying, because it's rumored that Elon Musk has been working in Germany and it failed, and he's working in all these other countries to get far right leaders elected. And I'm just like, okay, all right.
Yes. That's...
Yo, listen, you're gonna fuck around in the right country and find out. Then we'll see Elon's head either get pushed in or on a pike. So, and we're all gonna be like, well, what's the song from Chicago? He had it coming. That song from Chicago, where they're all in prison and all the wives are singing that song in prison.
Yeah.
He had it coming.
Look, maybe he needs to go back to Africa and see how Africa deals with his ass.
Fuck around and find out, nigga.
Fuck around and find out.
All right. Well, Jeff, let's get into trailers finally.
Okay.
Let's start with this is my first time seeing anything from it, but they dropped a full trailer for this movie called Together, coming out at the end of July from Neon.
That was the one trailer I did not watch. Go ahead.
This is disgusting. It stars Allison Brie and
Dave Franco, right?
Right, because they can't do anything not together anymore except for the studio. And it deals with them as a couple, and they become disillusioned because they're so codependent on each other. And because they're so codependent, the love is losing the relationship. And I'm like, yeah, because you also still need to be your own fucking human, at least a few hours of the day. Guess what starts happening to them?
They start merging?
Yep. On some real fucking disgusting body horror type shit. I'm like, bro, this is coming in theaters. I was like, damn. And we just saw fucking Bring Her Back. I'm like, God damn, can we get like a 4-month break, man?
We're going back to the 80s, baby. With the action movies, we're going back to the 80s, and with the horror movies, we're going back to the 80s.
Like, fuck, man. We're back in Cronenberg territory, like Fly. I love Scanners, but Dead Ringers, is ugh. Oh my God.
So, I mean, you know me, I'm here for it.
Yo, if I walk into a doctor's office and they're wearing like blood red scrubs that look like they're from a sci-fi movie, I'm gonna be like, you know what?
Like, nope.
I could go find another doctor.
Yep, I'm gonna go check WebMD again. Let's see second opinion.
Oh my god. All right, let's move on to the Smashing Machine. I'm excited for it.
The trailer didn't do anything for me, but the potential for the movie still has me hyped. Right?
We're getting two movies from both Safdies, and they're both biopics. So we got this, and we got Bobby Supreme dropping Christmas Day, starring Timmy. And in that movie, apparently Timmy is in a romantic relationship with Gwyneth Paltrow. I was like, oh, that's gonna be wild.
That's okay.
Playing
Let's see how that plays.
He's playing an old timey ping pong player in New York City.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just like, all right, you know this is gonna be fucking disgusting to watch, bro.
What, the Smashing Machine?
Yeah, because you know that nigga's gonna be getting his bones broken, putting that needle in between his toes, under his fingernail.
Yeah, it's gonna be brutal. I mean, I wish The Rock well with this.
Yeah.
Right?
I will give him a pass because it looks like he's actually acting. He's putting on makeup to look like Mark Kerr. Like if you Google the real Mark Kerr, you're like, holy shit, man, that looks like Mark Kerr.
Yeah, yeah. So we talk shit on The Rock sometimes, but I don't have any ill will towards The Rock. I want The Rock to succeed. I just want him to be a better person, not a better person.
Yeah, a better person, because what he was doing on Red One was disgusting and unprofessional.
Oh, that's right. That's the one where he's pissing the bottles.
Yeah, and showing up fucking hours late.
Right. So so hopefully this movie motivates him to honestly get on the fucking Dave Bautista tip.
Yeah.
And start acting.
Dave just needs to do better movies. Like I respect him as an actor, but he needs.
Hey, look, sometimes you gotta pay bills. You gotta pay bills.
But yeah, the Smashing Machine, like, there's an HBO documentary with the same name, and I'm gonna try and watch it this weekend.
Okay.
I read basically the plot synopsis, and I'm just like, oh, I'm probably gonna puke watching both this doc and this movie, because like some of the shit I was reading, I was just like, oh, this nigga was out of control.
I mean, he was like, it was the beginning of MMA, and like MMA is wild now, so I can only imagine what that shit was like before it was illegal, a legitimate thing.
When it was illegal, because I was reading, and a lot of this was underground because it was illegal, just because everybody who regulates sports in the government is like, bro, we can't have this in the mainstream. Like, you guys are basically killing each other. And if you ever watch a UFC fight, that's basically what it is. You're watching two dudes or two women like literally kill each other to the point where it's legal. It's not boxing. Where boxing, you're just punching a nigga, which is already pretty dangerous. This is, we know martial arts and we will fuck you up. We could break your arm. We could beat you in the head till you literally bleed out. I
mean, literally, that's the plot of this new Roadhouse, right? Like that's the inciting incident for that shit.
Yeah.
So
look, reading up on Mark Kerr, I'm just gonna say again, this is why not everybody should have kids. Like, I'm not saying you shouldn't have been born Mark. I'm just saying your parents made you the way you are. Basically, like, this is why niggas just. Some of y'all just don't need to have kids, bro.
You can't tell people that. It's like it's because it's a slippery slope. I agree with you. Some people are not designed. I think you should take a test. Like if you need a license to fish, right?
I'll say this, bro. I realize as a human being, I'm too selfish.
That's look, that good that you know that about yourself, right? Like more people should take in this account their limitations.
Yeah, and listen, I still feel fulfilled without having a piece of me literally live on like that. I do want to leave a legacy, but I'm leaving a legacy in a different way.
Right. But yeah, no, I get it. Some people are just not cut out for that shit.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that.
I know firsthand. All right. Moving on. Let's do The Long Walk. Francis Lawrence is finally doing a movie that ain't Hunger Games. It's a Stephen King adaptation, and this is a short story. And I remember reading this short story. So while this trailer's good, I don't know how this is going to be a feature length film.
I
Stack
mean,
cast.
we'll see, but the trailer is intriguing
Yeah,
as
yeah.
fuck. It looks interesting. Is this the era when we start getting good Stephen King adaptations?
I hope so, bro. I hope so. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. And
Yeah.
look, this is Lionsgate. I'm rooting for you, baby. Like, I don't want you to lose, but at the same time, I'm just like, y'all are like a hair away from disappearing like some Netflix or HBO content.
Yeah. I do think that
Oh shit.
you can't Lionsgate. You can't play the Netflix game. You don't got Netflix money. You gotta be smart with this shit.
And y'all niggas lost like two of your biggest franchises.
Yeah. So ooh.
There's
Come
only,
on.
There's only so much John Wick you can ride on, baby.
Come on, the long walk.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Stack cast, like I said, because you got looks like what's that dude from Licorice Pizza? I can't think of his name right now.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
but
Cooper.
Like, yeah.
Cooper Hoffman. I think that's
Yeah. I think I saw him. Like, hold on, let me look it up.
Because isn't that Philip Seymour Hoffman's son, Cooper?
Is it? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I think that's his son.
So
it's him, the black dude from, I can't think of his name either. He's in the first two seasons of Industry, and he was in Alien Romulus.
David Johnson.
Yeah. I'm glad that dude's on the come up. You know, real quick, you know what he's gonna be in next?
What?
He's gonna play Sammy Davis Jr. in a movie directed, I forget, it's a big name actor doing his directorial debut. He's gonna play Sammy Davis Jr. and Sydney Sweeney's gonna play Kim Novak. It's gonna be extremely R-rated, they said, because the sex scenes are insane. It's gonna be exploring the relationship between Sammy and Kim, because Kim was taking Sammy across country to see where they could get married, and their agents kept stopping it because they're just like, Kim, you're gonna ruin your career if you marry this black man. And she's like, oh, but I love him. So like, it's gonna be interesting to see in 2026, 2027, because her mom's MAGA, to see her getting piped down by a black dude.
Who's Sydney Sweeney's?
Yeah.
Really?
Which is funny. She's like, yeah, I love my mom, I love my family, but yeah, fuck out of here with that.
Oh man, that's
her mom was at her birthday party wearing the MAGA hat, and
that's disappointing.
Yeah, and everybody came for Sydney. She's like, don't come for me. I'm not for that shit either.
I mean, just like Lady Gaga's dad, I think he's MAGA too.
Yeah,
I was like, it's like, look,
a lot of these niggas in the entertainment business, like Jennifer Lawrence is from Kentucky. She straight up says, she's like, yeah, my views changed from liberal to Republican. I meant from Republican to liberal during the first fucking Trump administration. She's like, why the fuck would I support him now? She's like, it's made me fucking estranged from my entire family, quite honestly. But she's like, it's fine because now I'm married and I have kids, and that's where my focus is on my family, my immediate family, and my fucking career.
Yeah, I mean, I hate how politics now is invading entertainment. Like, it's always been there, but like now it's
yeah, because it's fucking John Voight's fault we got these fucking tariffs, bro. And now Trump had to walk that shit back because he thought about it. He's just like, yeah, James Bond, I don't think we can't tariff James Bond, because that's his whole thing, is going over around the world saving people. So now we can't. He's just like, yeah. I was just like, see, y'all just be doing shit without fucking thinking about it.
He just says fucking shit. How are you going to tariff streaming? Right?
Yo, can John Voight just have a heart attack, bro? Like,
I mean, it's coming.
Like nobody, like when your own daughter is like, yo, you're a piece of shit. Like, I remember when the first Tomb Raider came out, they reconciled because she hated him her whole life, and they reconciled. And then a few years after that movie, she was just like, yeah, nah, fuck him. Like, we're never seeing. He's done.
It's like he needs to go. Midnight Cowboy was 50 years ago.
Right. I'm trying to think of the another good John Voight movie. I'm pretty sure there are one.
I mean, Heat.
Mm-hmm. I did like Megalopolis, but I mean, he's only in it for like 10 minutes, and
Right.
he's murdered in that.
Yeah. So I mean, look, I'm not gonna say John Voight hasn't been in good shit. I'm just saying, just
We need
being
to
a
get
good
this nigga
actor.
out the paint. That's
Right.
what we're saying, because now his fucking stupidity is now everybody's problem. Now that's the problem.
Yeah, because like if you say the wrong thing to this motherfucker, it becomes a law because he thinks it's a good idea, right? There's no critical thinking.
All right.
No, yeah.
I'm bringing up his greatest hits via Google. Yeah, he's 86, bro. He's gotta go. He was born in 1938. Like, nigga, you got to go. There's no reason you should be making laws. Like, you got like 2-3 years left. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
I mean, fucking Trump's like 75, isn't he?
Yo, listen, we gotta get these niggas out the paint. But yeah, I'm looking. Thanks to Google, Google brought up his greatest hits. I forgot he was the bad guy in Anaconda.
Right.
And he was bad in a bad movie. I've never seen an episode of Ray Donovan.
I saw a couple of episodes of the first season. It felt like Tyler Sheridan before Tyler Sheridan.
Okay. Deliverance.
Okay.
Like we already said, Heat. Holes. I forgot he was the bad guy in Holes.
Never saw Holes.
I love the book. The movie's decent, but the book is amazing. National Treasure. I forgot he's Nick Cage's dad in the first two. I'm like, damn. So when they do get around to doing the third one, like, they just got to be like, oh yeah, that nigga died. And Helen Mirren sitting there is like, your father. And then I forgot he was Jim Phelps in
oh yeah, Mission Impossible.
Yep. And that's the one. That's one where people were pissed because they made Jim Phelps, who was the hero of every single piece of Mission Impossible media up until the first one, the bad guy. They were like, that betrayed the character, and I was just like, I don't know what to tell y'all.
Would they say in Batman, you either die the hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain?
Yo,
listen.
Know? If Final Reckoning really is the last one, that means when I get to do this, I'm gonna bring back some. If Tom doesn't want to play, I'm gonna bring back somebody as Ethan Hunt, and I'm gonna have to save plot.
He will not stand for that.
Yeah. Oh man, I forgot he was in Enemy of the State as the bad guy.
Okay. All right.
Varsity Blues as the bad guy. He was in Tomb Raider as Lara Croft's dad. I forgot about because we just talked about that because that's the movie they reconnected on, and then 2 years later she's like, "Yo, get the fuck out of here." His most recent movie is Reagan.
Oh, the one with fucking Dennis Quaid.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone who saw that.
Yeah, and the people who did see it, they were just like, it's a garbage movie. They're like, it's for a certain subsect. And I was like, all right, say no more.
Yeah, that's all you have to say.
Fuck, I forgot he was in Transformers 1, and I forgot he was in Most Wanted. Remember Most Wanted?
Wait. Transformers 1? What was he in Transformers 1?
He's like the Secretary of State or some shit like that. Oh, man, this nigga was in Ali? That's a shame.
I mean, look, like he's been in good shit. Still be a shitty person.
Most Wanted. Do you remember Most Wanted?
What? It sounds familiar. What was that?
It's an action movie with Keenan Ivory Wayans. He's the coach.
Yeah. Okay. You're right. Where he's like the super agent or some shit like that.
I was just like, oh, this would not exist today. He don't like niggas.
Okay. So yeah. I now remember Most Wanted. They put Keenan Ivory Wayans in it probably because Wesley Snipes was busy that weekend.
Yeah.
That felt like, that movie was definitely a Wesley Snipes vehicle.
All right, but yeah, The Long Walk.
Yeah, looks good. I can't wait.
Yeah. My bad, we derailed this. I'm honestly excited to see that fucking Kim Novak, Sammy Davis Jr. Also, yo, listen, if Dave Johansen has an accident, I'm not gonna say it wasn't me. But also, if you see me in a movie and I'm giving the backstroke to Sydney Sweeney, just know that's not simulated. And I had nothing to do with David Johnson's death.
Oh, okay. All right. On some Vincent Gallo Buffalo 66 shit. Okay.
I'm on some Caligula shit.
Okay.
Oh, all right. Let's close this out with two trailers. I forgot to tell you, I watched the trailer for BMF, the new season 4, about the BMF drug mafia on Stars, because they want us to talk about this show.
Okay. Isn't this like a Power offshoot, or is it?
I would say Power adjacent. Like it ain't
Okay.
like directly related, but I mean, if they wanted to, they could. You know, because it's
Because
based.
I thought, yeah. All right. So yeah, I've never seen it, but
Yeah, because it's based off the real BMF. If you
okay.
didn't know, they were like a real fucking. I mean, I've never seen an episode of the show, but I mean, I guess I'll be reviewing this 4th season. So this trailer, I really don't know what to say. Because I got really no frame of reference for it.
Mm-hmm. And you're gonna be starting on season 4.
Yeah, look, let's put a pin in this and we'll come back because I gotta rewatch this trailer again. Now with that said, let's get into our last two. Let's do Honey Don't, the new movie from Ethan Coen, and it looks like Margaret Qualley's playing another lesbian, but this time she is a detective, investigating a murder that made to look like an accident, and the murder looks to be connected to a pastor. The pastor played by Chris Evans, and Chris Evans in the trailer looks to be fucking his flock because he had like 3 women in his little back room in the church.
I didn't even know this movie existed, so I didn't see the trailer.
Comes out 2 days before my birthday, which I'm just like, okay, all right. Because usually around my birthday, there's literally nothing to see because that is the time where people are like, we're going to take this final vacation, or we're going to prepare for back to school, or we are back in school.
Right. Look, I love the Coen brothers. Drive Away Dolls was a flaming piece of shit.
Yeah, yo, listen. I remember walking out of Drive Away Dolls. I was like, I don't even know what to think about this movie other than I don't want to see anything like this again. And then 2 weeks later, we did see something like that again, done much better, called Love Lies Bleeding.
Right. 100%. Like Love Lies Bleeding was so good, it made me angrier at Drive Away Dolls.
Yeah, it looks like Margaret Qualley's in a relationship with Aubrey Plaza in this. And this first trailer, I'm like, this is pretty graphic for a trailer. Looks like there's going to be lots of nudity from everybody. And the violence looks to be pretty hardcore. I'm like, oh, cool. You guys are making a comedic noir. Just don't go zany. Because y'all went zany last time.
Look, I hope it's good. That's all I gotta say. Like, maybe Drive Away Dolls, he was on Benadryl. Maybe there was an excuse.
Yeah, and I don't even like the title for this movie, Honey Don't.
Yeah, that's.
And the only frame of reference I got from that in the trailer for this movie is that's the license plate of Margaret Qualley's car.
Sure, okay.
Yeah, that's why I said that's my only frame of reference for this.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll see it when we see it.
Yeah, August 22nd. Again, 2 days before my birthday. I'm like, oh boy, that y'all. I don't care what Coen it is. No Coen brother movie should be coming out
in August.
That late, usually, because like anything past August 15th, they're just like, ooh,
we gotta get it out. There's taxes.
Yeah, it's just like because August 15th is like the last time you could put out a movie and have it actually be something. Ooh. All right, and then our final trailer. Me and Jeff, we've talked about it on this show already, and how we're both scared. Oh well, I'm scared. You're not scared. I'm scared for this. Highest.
Weapons?
Oh, you want to talk about that?
Oh yeah, okay. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Like, so yeah. I mean, because the actual trailer came out for Weapons.
Yeah, and I watched that. I just was gonna skip it because we talked about it literally
All right,
last
go ahead.
episode.
All right, so I'm sorry, I jumped the gun. Speak about.
No, it's fine. It's fine. If you want to talk about weapons, we can.
I mean, it looks terrifying, like creepy kids, always terrifying.
I feel bad for Julia Garner. I'm like, yo, that's not her fucking fault. Y'all fucking railroading her. It's like, yo, she got nothing to do with that shit.
But you know, that's the fucking
White people
just looking for someone to blame.
Yo, listen.
Always.
Clearly something supernatural is going on, and that's all I got from it. Other than Josh Brolin is angry and scared.
And here's the thing, Barbarian. We didn't know what way that was going, so I can only imagine the left turn this shit's gonna do.
Right. All right. So let's get into highest to lowest. Like I said, I'm scared. I'm really scared for this. And like, sure, look, Wages of Fear, one of the greatest movies ever made, was remade into Sorcerer, and Sorcerer is also one of the greatest movies ever made. So you got two versions of the same story that are awesome.
Right.
However, the last time Spike did a remake,
it was
Old Boy.
Old Boy.
And as much as I love, and like, yo, listen, as much as I love the Five Bloods, I did not like that you literally had to put Apocalypse Now in there for us to get it. Like, yeah, I got it already, nigga. Like, you made Apocalypse Now and The Treasure of Sierra Leone into one movie.
But all right, so here's the thing. Highest to lowest, just from the trailer, looks like one of the most commercial Spike Lee joints, right? Even more so than Inside Man.
Which is why I'm just like, I don't know, man. Just because I don't know how you make that commercial, man. If you've ever seen the original High and Low, it's just like, dog, that literally is one of when you think of Kurosawa, you think of Seven Samurai, Yojimbo, Rashomon, and High and Low.
I throw Throne of Blood in there too.
I still have to see that, and I still have to see The Hidden Fortress.
Gotcha.
I still have a lot of Kurosawa blind. I mean, my man's made like 50 movies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're all right. You can catch up on your own time. He's not making any more.
But yeah, like I'm not saying it looks bad, but it does give me pause. Like I'm scared.
It looks exciting and dynamic, right? If you hadn't told me it was a Spike Lee movie, I wouldn't have known it was a Spike Lee movie.
I mean, they're hitting all the story beats from High and Low in this trailer, so I'm just like, all right. And think about it. I got that shit in the chamber, a rewatch of that shit, and I'm saving it for when
it's on HBO. It's on HBO Max now.
Yeah, like that shit's in the chamber, baby. Like, and I'm just pointing it ready. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I get it.
Because listen, I know I shouldn't do it, and it's unfair to this movie, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna rewatch it before we see this new one.
Oh yeah, 100%. You have to.
Sorry, like that's why I'm holding on to Lilo and Stitch. Like I'm gonna. It's sitting in the chamber, and after we do our Mission Impossible episode next week, like next weekend, I'm rewatching Lilo and Stitch. I know y'all gonna be like, "That's not fair." I'm like, then you should be remaking movies, then, baby.
Right. So here's the thing. If you have no frame of reference for the remake, right, you're doing a disservice, right? Because like a remake has to justify its existence, right?
Yes.
So if you don't know where it came from,
yes,
you can't accurately judge what they did with the remake.
Yo, that's why I'm gonna, and for How to Train Your Dragon, when that screening comes up, I was like, oh yeah, it's been a minute since I've seen the very first one.
Right.
So I've seen 2 so many times. But so you know what? Look, y'all, listen, I got 3 in the chamber, one for each one of you, and like, yo, y'all gonna get it if you ain't good.
Yeah, and like even if like, and sometimes I only watch the original after I've watched the remake, but still, right? I have that frame of reference, right? I can look at the remake. It's like, oh yeah, that was shitty compared. There was no reason for this.
Look, you're remaking 3 of the most beloved movies of all time, bro. Like millennials and Gen Z love fucking Lilo and Stitch. Like, come on, man. Like, my brother just turned 31, and that was a movie that me and my mom took him to see when he was like 6. You know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah,
not? He wasn't that young. He was a little older, but you get what I'm trying to say. He was still a young kid.
This is an emotional this is a memory movie for a lot of people who are
Right.
adults now.
Right. And that's the only reason why they're saying it's gonna have the highest opening of the year. And I'm like, okay, but how after opening weekend, what's it gonna do?
Right.
Because again, at the end of the day, still a live action remake.
Right. Like it's you wouldn't dare remake E.T. Right?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's to me what you're doing with High and Low, honestly. And like, yo, I mean this as no disrespect to Spike, but like Kurosawa is on another level. And I just watched some Kurosawa inspired shit. And not only was it just bad, it was wrong headed in every single way possible. And I just don't want this to befall Spike, not once, but twice.
Right. And that Old Boy remake, another remake of a Asian cultural film, right? I don't think I pray the Highest to Lowest is great, but
you're going up against Kurosawa, baby.
Right. And also I saw Old Boy, right? I saw your Old Boy.
And for Old Boy, bro, once Will Smith and Steven Spielberg passed, that should have been it. Because you know what they were going to do? They weren't going to remake the movie. They were going to go back to the fucking manga and just adapt the manga to the screen, because the manga's much more in their wheelhouse than what what's homie's name?
I fucking that was Jesus. Old boys.
Yeah.
Worry.
Yeah, but because that dude always takes it to levels in every single movie where I'm just like, dude, this is just extreme all the time.
Oh yeah, Park Chan-wook.
Yeah, like he's one of those directors who I personally think's overrated. Like, people love him, and don't get me wrong, I think The Handmaiden is a masterpiece, but I also don't want to watch The Handmaiden ever again, because like all of his movies, even his most recent one, Decision to Leave, I'm like, there's parts of it where like some lady get the main woman in the movie, she ends up with an abusive dude, and this dude is just punching her in the face, and it's like so violent, and the sound mix is so violent. I'm like, my dude, you always got to take it to that extreme level in all your shit.
I mean, I did enjoy I Saw the Devil, but then
he
again,
didn't direct that.
He didn't do I Saw the Devil?
No, that is a violent movie, but like but I mean, all them South, because even Bong gets gnarly at times too, man.
Yeah, but not like,
because fucking
his stuff is more impactful, right? Because it's spread out.
Also, it doesn't make me feel like shit. He doesn't make me feel like shit every single movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least he made a few movies that do have like a uplifting end.
I mean, look, Mickey 17 had a hopeful ending.
Right.
You know, it's
right. Fucking Snowpiercer. Like, come on, man. But yeah. Look, highest to lowest. I do like what ASAP Rocky said. He recently gave an interview about what it was like to work with Denzel. He's like, yeah, Denzel would pull up to the set blasting Pooh Shiesty and NLE Chopper. And I'd be like, Denzel, what are you doing? And he would just rap the bars. He's like, I got that shit in the chamber and I go, and he's just like, and ASAP was like, yo, my mouth would hit the floor where I'm seeing Unc just talking, just rapping the most hardcore gangster shit. And I was just like, yo, listen.
It's a nigga still a nigga. Right?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
He from over out in the way. He leaving here with something. Like, that's, you know.
Listen, you could live in $1 million mansion, but at the same time, what's in your DNA is in your DNA.
Look, it's where you are is not where you're from.
Hell no.
Yep.
Hell no. Don't trust me. I'll come and eat all your caviar and drink your champagne, but also, listen, I'm also leaving with something, baby. So let's get into our main review.
And now, the moment you've been waiting for. The Film Blurts feature film review.
All right, I changed my mind before we get in our main review. Just BMF, look, man, crime. It looked like another decent black crime show. Again, I don't have any frame of reference, so I'm coming in the middle of the season. You know how it is. A group of dudes doing crime shit. They trying to go legitimate, and then the relationship fissures, and now you don't know who to trust.
I mean, like I said, I don't know much about it's the Black Family Mafia, right?
Yeah.
Historically, but it's the 90s, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
This fourth season came up said 1994.
All right. I mean, this is that Nino Brown shit, right? This is that
I love New Jack City.
The peak of the crack war. So yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say, because I do love that shit.
Yeah, I thought just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in because like I watched the first 2.5 seasons of Power, and it got to a point in Power I'm like, yo, I can't do this anymore. Like y'all were entertaining, and now y'all now became exactly what I thought it was gonna be. I watched the first 2 seasons of Empire, and I'll say the first season was actually entertaining, and then the second season I was like, it's fucking Lee Daniels bullshit.
I mean, as Snowfall.
Yeah, I never watched Snowfall, man. How was it?
The first season of Snowfall was pretty fucking fantastic.
All right, yeah. And then I guess it fell off once John Singleton died.
I mean, I hear from everyone I think the third season went off the rails, but after that, it stuck the landing. That's what I hear.
Okay.
But I've got to carve out some time to get back into it.
All right. Well, that is that. Just a side anecdote. My brother just texted me saying that the kids at his school are playing This Brain or That Brain. And one of the questions is, would you rather listen to I Always Wanted a Brother or Hakuna Matata? Because I Always Wanted a Brother is from the Lion King prequel that we just saw, the Mufasa movie. Mm-hmm. And Hakuna Matata's from every single Lion King property. They even
reference it in the new one, right?
Yeah. These little kids chose I Always Wanted a Brother. I'm like, oh, so like we are just out of touch now, baby.
I mean, do they know the old one though?
Yeah, how could you not? How could you not? That's like the first movie every parent shows their kid. It's like Toy Story, Lion King.
All right. I mean, look, what was it? A couple of years ago, the kids didn't know who Paul McCartney was.
Yeah, I mean,
right, but you know what I'm saying? Like, as culture moves forward.
Yeah, you expect to know these young kids know who these Beatle niggas are.
but you get what I'm saying, right? Like shit we listened to growing up is now considered fucking classics.
Oh yeah, because me and my brother were just talking about that. Like, bro, like we some of the most gangsterist rap that I still listen to today is being performed by 50 people in their 50s and 60s who are 20, 30 years older than I am. And I'm just like, oh yeah, this shit's been around for a minute now where like the dirtiest shit is now like old.
Right. Like, so I grew up, Snoop was a Crip. Yeah. Right. And now he's Uncle Snoop.
When I was like 6, 7, I was dancing the 2 Live Crew. My mom was pissed every time that video came on. She'd be like, Brandon, change the channel. As I'm sitting there going, all I want to do is a zoom, 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 and your poom, poom. Dog, I did not know what the fuck I was saying. Like, we were all at school rapping that shit. And I remember our teachers like, what are you guys singing? And we're like, Rump Shaker.
The 90s were different.
Fucking had Dude Looks Like a Lady in kids media and shit. Damn. Damn. Uh, maybe we need to regress a little. We became a little too conservative. Let's regress.
I mean, aren't we already regressing? Shit.
We're regressing in the opposite direction. Well, with that said, let's get into our first fucking movie. Jeff, what do you want to do first? Surfer, Swamp Dog, or Flight or Flight?
Let's do Swamp Dog first.
All right, so I watched this right after the Surfer. Like I did both of these back to back.
Right.
I was incredibly zooted. And it got to a point where I was just like, bro, I need to watch something that has no psychedelic elements. That's not trying to make you have like a bad acid trip. Because I had to look up the Surfer before I started Swamp Dog. And the director even said, he's like, yeah, I want this to feel like a bad acid trip. And I was just like, okay. And then
definitely does.
Swamp Dog, I thought was just going to be like this musical documentary. And as soon as it started, I was just like, oh, fuck. All right, here we go.
Yeah, so Swamp Dog Gets His Pool Painted is a documentary about little Jerry Williams, aka Swamp Dog, who has been making music since the fucking 40s or 50s.
Yeah.
And it's his career up through now, and like him
I like at the
living with his friends.
I like how at the beginning of this career they'd be so surprised that he's white. He's like, "What? You're not a white man?"
It's a time before the internet. I've even run into those situations where it's like, "Oh, your name's Jeff Stewart. I did not expect you to look like that." I was like, "What'd you expect me to look like, motherfucker?"
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, dog, y'all could easily Google who you're getting in the bed with before you meet them in person. Like, do your due diligence, man.
Yeah. But so apparently, fucking Swamp Dog has had an amazing fucking career, and whether you know it or not, at one time or another, you've listened to a Swamp Dog song, right? Either as a sample, or in a movie, or something like that. Like, and going across genres too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
because he's produced a lot too.
Yeah, from like hip hop to country.
Yeah.
Right? He's all over the place. Like psychedelic shit. And I really dug this documentary because it's weird.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, it is like imagine you ate like magic mushrooms and you watched a music documentary. That's basically this.
Yeah. I mean, so imagine if Adult Swim did a documentary.
This is why I said like it was a mistake watching these two back to back. I was like, bro, can I just watch something normal, man?
Right. But yeah, like Swamp Dog's a fascinating individual. All his friends are fucking world class, but also
weird,
weird and interesting. When I was watching this though, like it's black as fuck.
Yes.
Right. I felt like I was sitting at the table with my uncles.
Fucking Mike Judge shows up.
Right.
Fucking Johnny Knoxville shows up.
Right.
Just hanging out at this nigga's house.
Yeah. So this is how cool this dude is. You just got like random motherfuckers just coming by.
Spank Rock shows up and hangs at his house. Now he goes by his real name. I was like, no, go back to being Spank Rock. If you guys want to listen to the filthiest hip hop ever, listen to Spank Rock.
See, there you go. So, yes, Swamp Dog wants to get his pool painted. It's weird. It's hilarious. It's heartfelt, touching. I mean, I don't really have anything more to say about it. We did an interview with him. You can check the podcast. Earlier episodes, we got a whole entire interview with him and the directors to get more in depth into it. But if you get a chance to see this in theaters, good. If not, then definitely catch it when it hits streaming.
Yeah, and now our next movie, you could definitely just wait to fucking watch on streaming. It's called The Surfer. Somebody else saw this and they told me like, cause we're just gonna spoil shit, cause like I don't feel like dancing
That's fair.
around things, cause it's only an hour and a half and it gets right to it. I don't feel like dancing around this shit. So my boy said he knew this shit was happening for real, because he was just like, I knew going in. I looked up the cast list because he's like, he wanted to see. He's like, wait, is that Julian McMahon? And it is Julian
Right.
McMahon. And he looked at the cast list, and Nicolas Cage is credited as the Surfer. So he's like, that's how I knew that shit was happening for real, because you don't have your character named the Surfer and then have this really all be like a figment of his imagination. I was like, okay, I get it, but
All right,
I
yeah.
honestly would have preferred it if it was, because like this is just stupid. Like once you get to the reveal that they really everybody in this seaside town really was fucking with him and doing all this awful shit just so he becomes one of them is insane. It's fucking retarded.
It is the world's most hardcore interview for a homeowners association.
Yeah, it's
Right?
it's basically frat hazing taken to demonic levels.
Yeah. So like when I first started watching this, it's like, all right, this gives me vibes of like Wicker Man, or stuff like that, where it's this isolated community and we don't know what's going on. Halfway through, there's a character that's introduced, and we're not sure if Nicolas Cage is really this character or the Surfer, and I thought that was an interesting take.
And that's
Right?
what I thought it was going to be. I was like, okay, good, because when the movie starts, Nicolas Cage's character is such a fucking prick, where you're just like, you know what, dude, everything that's coming to you, you kind of ask for it, man. Like the fact that his kid's just like, bro, can we just go home? His wife,
Right.
his ex-wife is just like, yo, you need to sign the divorce papers because I'm pregnant with my boyfriend's baby. And he just goes, oh, so it's going to be a shotgun wedding? I'm like, Jesus, fuck you, man. Like,
and I get that he's angry, he wants to get his family back, yada yada yada.
and
But
he's buying this house that everybody's telling him like, yo, it is not worth it. You're putting your career on the line for this fucking house.
because his father, his father owned it and stuff like that. There's a bunch
What's the
of
story
shit.
with his father, dog? That shit was never really made clear for me.
I thought his father killed himself.
Okay, all right, so there we go. All right.
Yeah, I thought that's what that was. So the movie becomes this weird esoteric thing, where we're not sure if Nicolas Cage is who he was introduced as, or if he is really another character, right? It's this weird trippy thing. This thing is shot real trippy. It's shot real well.
Like that's the best thing I could say about it, is that it's a good looking movie and the director is really freaking the fuck out of something that is just undercooked. Like I think that's the main problem, is this fucking script is undercooked.
And I was with it until the end, right? And it's just like,
yeah, once they brought him to the hut and they started explaining like what was going on, I was like, fuck this movie, man.
Right, like it's okay. So you really are the worst homeowners association,
Jesus
right?
Christ.
It's just like, yeah. I really can't say go out and see it in theaters, but if you're looking for peak Nick Cage, if you're looking for something weird to watch on a Friday or Saturday night, if you're not that invested in the actual ending, you could do worse.
Right.
And we'll yeah.
Right.
And we'll talk about worse.
Yeah, let's get into it. Flight or Flight.
I
Fake
like
ass Guy
Bullet Train.
Ritchie movie, man.
It's like Bullet Train with a quarter of the budget, a tenth of the fun, right? And made in fucking Thailand.
And you know
right?
what? Bullet Train wasn't good to begin with either.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So imagine a worse Bullet Train.
That's what you're working with here.
Josh Hartnett is trying.
Yeah,
right?
he really is. I
He's,
feel
he,
bad for Katie Sackhoff, honestly. I'm like, you should not be in this shit.
it's just uh, basic bitch bad guy. Fucking,
Which one?
I mean, Katie Sackhoff, but also all of the assassins on the airplane. Uh, I was gonna give it a pass until the ninja bitches showed up.
Yo.
Like when the monk ninjas showed up
Why
as
didn't she
the
pull that card earlier is my question.
why didn't a lot of shit happen earlier? My biggest problem with this, besides that it looks fucking cheap, is every piece of dialogue is exposition about shit of these people's backstories.
Yeah, that and it feels juvenile because they're trying to be that they're trying to have the Tarantino Guy Ritchie dialogue and it fucking sucks.
It sucks. No one's likable. The jokes do not land at all. I don't think I laughed once.
No, oh, absolutely not. Um the setup even doesn't make sense. So she hires a disgraced FBI CIA guy to get on this plane to find Ghost, and she already has people planted there, and she expects him to be a piece of shit when really he's just down and out because of some shit he tried to do right by. It makes
Well,
no
no,
fucking sense.
no, she didn't have people planted. The other dude had people planted.
But then she goes along with that.
Yeah, because then the big reveal is we. Spoiler alert: we think throughout the whole entire fucking movie that Katie Sackhoff is working for a government agency, right? We think she's the CIA or some shadow ops shit. Come to find out, she's just the head of security for another fucking global tech giant evil company, right? And it's just like, okay, cool. I
That's
would
the
have rather
problem,
had a
man.
spy.
This movie has every 5 minutes has a reveal, and they're all lame.
Yeah, 100%. Like, okay, so we're looking for Ghost. All right, then we find out who Ghost is, and then Ghost is actually a
And it's
good
not
guy.
even cool or nothing. Yeah, and then Ghost is
Right.
a good guy, not a bad guy. And I'm just like, yo, this reversal of fortune bullshit got to stop, y'all.
Yeah,
And
the fucking bootleg version of the entity from the last Mission Impossible.
the shit that shit sucked in Mission Impossible. And hopefully, listen, fingers crossed, y'all, because that's gonna be our next episode.
Did you see the popcorn bucket from
Nah.
Regal?
Oh
It's
yeah,
with,
with the
it's like,
crucifix key.
yeah,
I
it's
was
like,
just
well,
like,
that's lazy.
if the movie was awesome, I would be all for that. But
It's not. So
with that said, though, but yeah, like the besides the douchebag that was working for Katie Sackhoff, who I absolutely hated, I was just like, man, you are a terrible actor and your character's unlikable. That's a 1-to-1 awful combination. The other person like that, where I was like, oh, this actor sucks and this character fucking sucks, was the big Peruvian dude or the big Mexican dude who was sitting next to him on the flight.
oh, the first assassin.
Yeah, like I was like, you guys are doing too much
To be irreverent, it didn't work in Smoking Aces. It
right.
didn't work in Bullet
Bullet
Train.
Train.
It's not working here.
Yeah. Everybody wants to keep aping Guy Ritchie and Tarantino. I'm just like, well, yo, look, there's too much Guy Ritchie, and I love Guy Ritchie, but there's too much Guy Ritchie, number one. And Tarantino is kind of he's lost
He's
it.
left, but also he's left that shit behind.
Yeah,
right?
because look, don't get me wrong. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is funny, but it's actually written as a comedy, and that's what makes it funny. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like
100%.
he's not. It's not like he's doing Pulp Fiction or Reservoir Dogs or Jackie Brown for the third, fourth, and fifth time.
Yeah. I didn't bother looking up who directed this.
First time director.
But it was written by an actor.
Yeah, I saw that. I can't remember homie's name.
Yeah, he's had some parts.
Yeah.
It's not even a complete movie.
No.
Right? It's a setup for a franchise because all this backstory bullshit.
And then it
seems
ends
like
on the lamest fucking cliffhanger.
Right.
That's
yeah. So all this backstory shit that they keep on dropping throughout the movie, it's obviously like, oh, if we do a prequel, we'll get to see all this shit. And then, like you said, the cliffhanger.
Yeah, it's DJ Catrona. For those of you who don't know, his biggest role was playing the secondary.
Seth Gecko.
Who? Wait, who?
He played in the TV show version of From Dusk Till Dawn. He played the fucking I can't even think of his name now. Like fucking mind blank. George Clooney character.
No, because nobody watched that fucking show. His biggest fucking role was in G.I. Joe 2 with The Rock, where he played the secondary lead. I completely forgot, because when I saw his name, I was just like, that is a dude I don't like, and I can't remember why. Now I just Googled him. I was like, oh yeah, because you were fucking dog shit in that G.I. Joe movie that nobody liked.
Did anyone even watch that? Like,
yeah. We went to the press screening for that. Literally, the best part of that shit was all in the trailer, which was Storm Shadow versus Snake Eyes on the mountain.
Right.
Then they showed the entire sequences in the trailer. And then the RZA is also in that movie in some very bad makeup to make him look like an old monk.
Yeah,
I just remember the climax of that movie. They'd have shots of a tank that's supposed to be driven by The Rock's character, and then it would cut inside, and it was obvious this nigga was on a soundstage because he was just like this, driving the wheel, rocking back and forth.
And we expected more from G.I. Joe Origins Snake Eyes. We after seeing G.I. Joe 2, we expected more. We expected it to be better.
John M. Chu directed G.I. Joe 2.
Yeah, well,
this is one of the few times where I'm like, yo, you know what? Get Steven Sommers back. Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, so but anyway, Fight or Flight, it's not good for a Redbox movie.
No. This is the exact type of shit I expect on Netflix. Like if this was on Netflix and I watch it, I'd be like, yeah, it's par for the fucking course, honestly.
Right. Like you might enjoy it on Netflix, but to ask people to go to a theater to watch this is like, nah, son.
Yo, but you know what, man? I will give Netflix this. This would have probably a little more production value, but it would also cost 10 times more.
It looks like it's shot on video.
Yes, it does. Like, it looks terrible.
Right?
The movie looks terrible.
Josh.
Like, there's no production design. The entire movie's overlit. Like, it straight up is like overlit like a direct-to-video movie. Like, this is what these direct-to-video movies used to look like in the 90s and early 2000s.
Right. And even like now these direct-to-video video movies, they have nuance and substance, and like they actually try with the lighting. And it's like, that's fucking straight to Netflix. That's straight to fucking Tubi shit.
Yeah.
And we have this that's in theaters now, hits today, or whenever you listen to this.
Bro, Black Bag just came out 2 months ago, and it just recently hit Peacock, and I'm like, nigga, I saw Black Bag like 2 months ago. I gotta sit through this shit.
Yeah,
we just saw The Accountant 2 like 3 weeks ago.
Right? Like you can't put this up against the movies we've been watching.
Like The Amateur just came out, bro.
You can't.
Like fucking Sinners is playing.
Fucking Thunderbolts. You can't put.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How is Thunderbolts better than this? Like, that was the movie we were dunking on. We're like, yo, we gotta sit through this piece of shit. And then they made an actual movie, bro.
That's funny. The jokes land,
The
right?
action is hard.
Right. Like this, the even the fight scenes in this movie, they would have been mediocre in the 90s.
I'm saying Lazarus, that anime that I talk about, is
Right.
all their action shit is made by Chad Stahelski and 87 Studios. So the people
Oh, okay.
behind John Wick help an anime out. And I'm just like, bro, if an anime made by one of the greatest people to ever make anime has better action than this, where your whole movie is predicated on the violence rather than the fucking story. And the violence is cartoonish in this. And I mean, like, I don't even mean this in like an entertaining way, because it's not. Like, at least I'll say this about Rebel Moon. As dumb as that shit was, it was well choreographed. And this shit, it's not even well choreographed, man. It's literally like watching a 10-year-old play with action figures.
And you know the movie's bad when it starts off giving you the flash forward
In media ray.
in media ray, right? Like,
Yeah.
like
They give away the biggest thing, which is like the fucking side of the plane blows out. I'm like, okay, like you guys gonna start there?
Yeah.
Even Snakes on the Plane didn't start like that.
It's
Yo, this makes Snakes on the Plane look like a goddamn masterpiece.
it fucking makes Snakes on the Plane look like fucking Executive Decision.
Yeah.
Executive Decision is still
better than this. And that
there.
movie is on every level dumb. Like,
Right.
Fucking dumb.
Right, but it owns it, right? Like
we're supposed to believe Kurt Russell and Halle Berry are romantic interests. And you know what? Still better than this shit.
Still go. You know what? That's our review. Go watch Executive Decision.
This movie's terrible, bro.
Yeah, it's
from like top to bottom.
I'm glad Josh Hartnett got a check.
Yeah,
he's back and he's acting again.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
He's got to pay the bills. I can't fault him. But this is not a theater rollout.
Look, man, I feel bad because he was in Oppenheimer, and we're all like, "Damn, this nigga can act." And then he was in Trap, and while Trap wasn't good, I can at least understand why he would do it, and he was still good in that too. Where I'm just like, "Oh, he is giving a performance." Like maybe the movie's not with him, but he's there, and he's making it entertaining. And this shit, I'm just like, my man.
He's the only one. He's the only one trying, and he's barely trying.
Did you owe somebody a favor? Like, how did you go from Oppenheimer to this?
Because, look, checks, man. Pools don't clean themselves.
I don't see how does it looks like they had the budget of $2. So how much money did he really need? Get from this? Or maybe that's where the entire budget went, is paying him.
I mean, probably good for him.
Yeah, I can't even knock that.
I can't look. You got a movie and you got a check. That's fine. But this is not even Netflix. This is Redbox. Redbox doesn't exist anymore. That's just to tell you. Yeah.
I used to use Redbox to rent the fucking Warner Brothers DC stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Redbox had its place. It did.
Redbox is why I saw a lot of bad horror movies. You know what I'm saying? That's why I saw the 3D Saw.
I forgot Saw was 3D.
Saw 3D, the last chapter, whatever it was called. Yeah, too bad. I'm glad to know that Saw 10 was the last one.
Oh, they're not bringing it back?
Saw 11 has temporarily been canceled because the producers are beefing.
Good. Leave it alone.
Yeah, man.
Do something else.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. The fact that you guys had to do Saw 10 and the shit takes place between 1 and 2. We stretched this as far as it can go, baby.
Like your main character has been dead for like 5 movies.
And I know you guys want to turn Spiral into a TV show. Fine.
Sure.
But that's it. That's literally it. Like we've taken it as far as we can take it, baby.
Yep.
I'm surprised this is not a Lionsgate joint, because this seems like a Lionsgate joint.
It felt like Lionsgate, honestly.
So,
but even they were like, nah.
So to give you guys a rundown, next week we are going to have a very special Mission Impossible episode with a very special guest. I guess that'll be pretty short, only 45 minutes, 45 to an hour. Yeah. And then again, next weekend y'all be getting a full-length episode, because the review embargo for Bring Her Back will be up.
And we'll go into that.
And also, I'll be giving you a review of Hurry Up Tomorrow. It screened last night for critics in one city, and it wasn't New York, it wasn't LA, it was Arizona. Tempe, Arizona.
Okay.
I saw, and on the screen, they're like, you can share your social reactions, but professional critic screenings are embargoed till that Thursday.
The Thursday it comes out?
Yes.
Okay. Sure.
So they're having nationwide preview screenings. They're doing one in the Chamonix in Dolby, and I was going to go there until I saw, we got it at Market Fair, because I don't really give a fuck about seeing this movie in a premium screen. So I'm just like, I'll go to Market Fair. And with Bring Her Back, in our Bring Her Back episode, I will be doing a full review for whatever this is going to be. Because reading those first reactions, I was just like, oh boy, this is not enticing courage. Like, they're all positive, but I'm just like, if y'all can't tell me like what's good in this, like, other than like, it's an odyssey, you guys got to experience it, the Weeknd's music. Yeah, I was just like, all right.
Well, that's on you, bro.
It's nearly sold out, which is crazy, because it's 2 showtimes. One sold out, and the one I'm going to is nearly sold out. So I'm like, I didn't even know the Weeknd had fans around here.
Oh, the Weeknd has fans. This is why he's still a thing.
We will find out. Yo, listen, y'all doing these fan screenings. I hope it works in your favor, because dude, this could be some Joker type 2 shit where they come out and just tell everybody like, fuck no.
I mean, don't go. Anyone who's going to go see this, don't go with your any expectations.
This is another one where I'm like, oh yeah, if we weren't doing this show, I wouldn't care. But we're doing this show.
I mean, I would wait for this to hit streaming and then probably fall asleep watching something else, and then this would come on.
What a weird time to put out a movie like this too. Like y'all waited till summer, like
blockbuster season.
Yeah, man. I was like, this seems like something you put out in like September or March or April. Like, I wouldn't relegate it to February or January. I'd be like, nah, I got a little more respect. But like, yo, that's crazy. Y'all are putting it out.
They're thinking counter programming, but here's the thing: it's got to be good in order for that counter programming shit to work.
Yeah, because next weekend is Final Destination, man.
Yeah, so
and that's on top of Thunderbolts, on top of Sinners, on top of Minecraft. Like, Mission Impossible comes out the very next weekend. Mission Impossible and Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, that's like I said. Good luck.
All right, that is episode 162.
We're the Film Blurs. I'm Brandon Norwood, and I'm the motherfucking protagonist.
I'm the protagonist.
I'm Jeff Stewart, a.k.a. He Who Remains.
Don't come at us. It's just fucking movies.
You've been listening to the Film Blurs podcast.
Man, I just love what you guys do, man.
I never miss an episode. It's the best.
It's my favorite podcast.
Follow Jeff on IG on MindFireXL and Brandon on Twitter at BJN Tweets.